Hello everyone watching at home, this is Adelaide Eternal. We're bringing you our monthly tournament. This one is Highlander, Australian Highlander to be precise. You're with Sarven McLinton. I'm here in the booth with Jackson the McCallpius.
Hi everyone.
So we have a nice iconic matchup here. It is Zoo versus a Tempo deck. So it's actually going to be really interesting. On the right we have Socrates Stavropoulos and he's on a Grixis Tempo build. The little black splash in there, but otherwise it's very familiar for those of you who play blue-red. And Barb is on the left and she is on Zoo, a deck that you're very familiar with. Maybe we'll look at that deck list first.
Yeah, for sure. Zoo's the main deck I play in 7 Point. This is a bit of a different build, bit of a higher curve. A few more kind of value creatures like Kitchen Finks and Neither Reliquary, Brimaz, that kind of thing.
So she's better equipped to go a little bit later in the game, which is nice with the 3 drops, for example, Brimaz and so on. And that's probably going to be very relevant in this matchup because it's versus a Tempo deck. So being able to play that Kitchen Finks at the right time is pretty good.
Yeah.
So the key differences you would say would be the main deck. Do you run Renegade Rallier, which is a really nice value creature, a 3/2 for 3, and then if he's revolting, he gets back another dude, which is a really nice way to return like another 2/2 or 2/3 from graveyard, right?
Yeah, he's a fantastic card. It only came out recently. So good when your points are strip mine. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Now that just feels even more disgusting. Wow.
Yeah, good with clamp sometimes as well. So.
I like it. It seems good. So otherwise, the core strategy is the same with the early creatures, the 1-drops that are 2/3s and just keep bashing in for 2. But she's got just the Singleton Birds of Paradise in there just to be able to power out a 3-drop on turn 2 when she needs to. So let's look over at Socrates' deck. So this is a blue-red Tempo deck splashing black. The black splash is in there for Tasigur and the big fish, the zombie fish, I think, Gurmag Angler, and also for Vile Smasher the Fierce. So Socrates and I were sitting at his house 2 days before this tournament brewing, and we're trying to put together a deck, and we decided that how can we try and make it a little bit different from the blue-red Tempo decks that use Time Walk and Ancestral, or sometimes Ancestral Recall, Snapcaster Mage, all of this. And we decided Time Walk's amazing, but we really wanted some big beaters, which black-red had some difficulty with. So 1 mana Gurmag Anglers and 1 mana Tassigurs are pretty cool.
Yeah, this deck looks sweet. Just so much value. So many cool cards. I really like Vile Smasher. It's just awesome card, can do so much damage. I'm kind of impressed.
Fierce.
Yes, he is very fierce. Kind of impressed you managed to jam like a Grixis deck with moon effects in it. That's that's pretty ballsy, I gotta say.
It's ballsy, yeah. The old 3-color moon decks.
Yeah, gush with moon effects as well. That's also
we tested it for a while and we ended up having no basic swamp in there, one basic mountain I think, and then a whole bunch of blue.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of islands because it's fundamentally a blue deck.
Yeah.
And then you can play the Magus, the moon effect.
Yeah.
But we discovered so many times you'd sit there with Tasigur or Gurmag Angler or Vile Smasher just languishing in your hand because you turned off your own Badlands. The strength of Vile Smasher can't be understated because there are games that I saw Socrates play Vile Smasher, pass the turn, Force of Will, whatever his opponent did the next turn, dealing them 5, then go to his turn and then play Gurmag Angler.
That's disgusting. that's crazy.
Yeah,
isn't
that's like 12 damage off your 2 spells.
I just want to point out that the points in this deck are actually really interesting. I've never seen a blue deck run the Mox.
Mox Sapphire is really underplayed, isn't it?
Yeah, I think as blue, there's so many good blue-pointed cards. How do you choose between True Name Nemesis and Force of Will and Snapcaster Mage? Like, they're all so good.
Absolutely, and the Mox could end up being Jace the Mind Sculptor and True Name Nemesis.
Yeah.
But I think that the more we tested this deck, the more that it ended up wanting to have a Chrome Mox with no downside on turn 1.
That makes sense.
So it's still a brew in progress, and it'll be nice to see it in action. From memory, spoiler warning, Socrates does very well at this tournament. so the deck performs well.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's check and see how the match goes. He drops a single match on the whole day, so this could easily be it.
Yep.
I will not spoil it for you, but the deck does some nasty work.
Yeah, the deck looks sweet.
So Zoo, however, is far more consistent
Yeah.
than the random draws. Socrates can get random draws where he gets, a hand with days and some other things. Oh, let's look at his hand now. The Young Pyromancer, Harsh Mentor, a couple of lands. That's an Elspeth and Path to Exile, is it?
Yeah,
So
Wooded Foothills, I think.
So they're both hands that seem to go to their 2 drops and high. I don't really classify Young Pyromancer as a 2-drop because he needs to trigger, and he's kind of like a 3-drop in a way. Like he produces action afterwards, so on turn 3 onwards. But Barb's starting off with Marsh Flats fetching out Temple Garden.
That's interesting.
And that's the original art?
No.
Temple? Oh, okay, no.
Savannah.
It might be...
Yeah,
that's it.
better.
That's it, yeah, Savannah.
Gotta love white duels with the white sleeves. Kind of like the way that sort of continuy look around the side of it.
It's beautiful.
So that seems like a loam line.
Is that a foil loam line as well?
Yeah, I think so. That's
good.
Nice.
This
It's a good card.
This is good. I love to see it when people pimp their Highlander decks.
Yeah.
Pimping Highlander is both really easy and really difficult at the same time, right? You only need one of something, but sometimes that one thing you need to track down is really elusive.
Yeah, like foil volcanic island. It's a bit elusive. Doesn't actually exist, so
We'll be searching. And here's a nice pimp one.
Yeah.
Foil Scalding Tongue.
yep, classic Socrates.
Original foil, of course.
Doesn't like non-foil cards, that's for sure.
And that's a unhinged island.
Yep.
Beautiful. Some of the best islands.
Yeah, really nice.
I think they're probably objectively, next to Guru Lands, people say they're the most pimped ones.
Yep.
But I'm super underground with my pimp.
Yeah, he likes it so much. It's actually on the back of his sleeves. So.
He loves. Look, it's on the front and on the back.
On the back,
he's got a double-faced card.
You couldn't even tell which way is up, really. Or the foil way is up for Sock, I guess. So it's a preordain. Seems
preordain. One top, one bottom, and let's see what happens. He's probably just going to pass the turn here, unless he's got a Chrome Mox.
Yeah. Yep. A little swing of the preordain means his passing turn.
I like it.
Yep.
Starting a new trend.
Yeah. So Barb's fetching up some lands.
So this would probably be the Tiger or something like that, right? Is that what you usually
probably.
end up finding at this point? But she does have double white in her hand. She does have the Elspeth, so that's something to keep in mind. But
yeah, she might get plateau.
Plateau. Yeah. Yep. I can see that setting up for the for the Elspeth.
It's tricky in my deck. You never really want double white. You only ever really want double green is the one you want the most.
It's a good
double
point.
red's sort of the second,
But in Barb's version, she wants the double white for Brimaz, and so her primary colour is a little bit different from yours.
Yep.
And that's Wild Cattle. That's the promo
Is that
foil,
the promo
isn't it?
one? Yeah. It looks a bit different to my card. So
Is that board state mono cat?
Loam lion? A lion's a cat.
Yeah, lion's a cat,
so,
right? Nakattle's a cat.
Yeah.
Nakattle has cat in it.
Yeah, I have a degree in biology, so I can certify that is cat-only board state right now. So
This is good.
yeah, it's good.
It's not something you see every day.
Well, yeah, tribal cats and Highlander.
If she plays Brimaz next, that would be like the first time I've ever seen it. It's so good.
Maybe she'll play.
Monocats.
What's that card? Kemba.
Kemba.
One that gives cats +2/+2 or something
Isn't
like
it
that.
like an unplayable commander card?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
not good. I didn't say it was good. I was just saying
it could happen. It's
appropriate given the environment at the moment.
There's a possibility. So that's a Pluto Delta. Onslaught foil was signed. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So this is probably, if he fetched out basic and he's fetching out a basic here as well, are you thinking Blood Moon?
Yeah, surely.
Because I'd be worried about that.
Yeah, and Barb's mana base on the board is
a little bit
pretty
susceptible to Blood Moon.
Yeah, it's not great against Blood Moon right now.
And that's one of those strange balances you have to play when you're playing Zoo, right?
Yeah, you gotta. Sometimes you kind of just gotta look at your hand, knowing you're playing against Blood Moon, and going, "Okay, I'm gonna lose a color."
Yeah,
but
honestly, at least I can commit to the board
Yeah.
and just bash face.
I've had games where I've been perfectly happy for Blood Moon to lock me out of a color, just because I feel like it kind of almost time walks them a bit.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is a lovely play.
The green white.
Yeah, he needs to cycle this.
This screams like Blood Moon.
It really
back
does,
to
doesn't it?
basics, actually.
Yeah, tap your green source, say that you can't deploy something this turn, and then I'm going to play my Blood Moon next turn.
Scrap that. I don't think he does play back to basics, does he? So
no, it's a point now. So
yeah, that's true.
For those at home who haven't updated your decks, you can replace that with something else, Magus of the Moon, depending on what other effects you're playing. But it's a strong effect back to basics. It really wrecks people.
Yeah.
Whereas the moon effects don't necessarily wreck people.
Yeah.
They can wreck you, but you can play around them. And back to basics is really hard to play around because you have to tap your mana to do stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't just fetch out all your basics.
Back to basics also, it's a very tilt-inducing card.
Tilt-inducing.
Everyone's had that one game versus a back to basics that you just sort of forget about it, and then they slam it down, and
oh no,
you just wrecked. Oh,
yeah, it's hard to get back in the game. Whereas Blood Moons, you can get back into the game by drawing out of it and actually deploying. You can cast your Batterskull, you can cast these other things. But here it is, Magus of the Moon. There we go.
Yeah.
That might even be maybe not better in this situation because obviously it can be bolted.
Yeah. Barb has a bolt. She's still swinging in for 5 every turn. Magus can't trade with either of those. So, sorry.
It's a 2/2.
The cattle is a 1/1.
Oh no!
No, wait, mountain.
They're mountains.
It's a 2/2. So,
wow.
Jitto. Okay.
Yeah, she can't actually swing, right?
She can.
She can. It's not good.
I'm not sure if Sock would. Oh, because Loam Lines are 1/1.
Loam Lines are 1/1.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Blood Moon effects coming in very strong on the kiddies. So
yeah, it's a good point. I definitely respect bashing in there for the 1 here as well, because even if you are losing a dude, if you're on the burn strategy, getting them to increments of 3, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
3, 6, 9 is definitely relevant, and she's going to equip the Jitter next turn. So whilst it might look strange attacking there are reasons why you do it.
No, Zoo, I've honestly attacked with, I've gone wide, put a bunch of creatures down, attacked with all of them, knowing I'll lose 2 of them just because it gets damage in, and eventually, when you draw burn spells and such, it just really adds up.
Well, speaking of damage, this is a Scab Clan lady.
Berserker?
Mauler? Something like that.
I think it's Berserker.
It's the one that basically has Renown. It's a 2/2, and if it bashes you, if it deals damage to a player, it becomes Renowned, becomes a 3/3, and it kind of Eidolons them. It kind of Pillar of thingy. The one that deals you 2 damage every time you cast a spell.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great card. I can confirm that he is Berserker.
Berserker. Our tech team, handy tech team.
Great card.
All right, equip. Oh no! Look at that.
Oh,
Fire Blast. Oh, that's painful.
Yep.
I mean, he loses 2 mountains, but stopping Jitter getting counters is huge.
And Sock's Clock, which rhymes, is actually pretty strong. It's 5 damage, 3 turn clock at the moment. Barb's going to need a creature and equipping that Jitter quick.
Basically draw a land and then play just something, a Goblin Guide or something, and then equip it. Actually, Goblin Guide here is insane, right?
Goblin Guide would be sweet. Yeah, that would be really good.
Land Goblin Guide, equip, bash, triggers.
Kill that Magus, turn your lands back on. That would be sweet. Good. What do we got? Clam. That's
it's not a creature.
It's not what you want.
Her hand is really good, but obviously she's been locked out. I mean, she's got Kytheon. She's got a whole bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops, but she just can't cast them.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But it's not over when you can easily just draw a bolt. Yeah, you got mountains. Just bolt that Magician.
It's true. There's a reason a lot of people play Moon Effects. They are very, very strong in this format.
And
What do we got?
here we have Harsh Mentor.
Whoa, that's good with equipment. Wow.
That
Yep.
seems insane.
So both of those equipment, if they get activated, are just
Is lethal.
death
You
sentences.
just can't activate the equipment. That's rough.
This game is basically over at this point. It's going to need a miracle to get out of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take 2
Yeah.
from the
She's
Scout
just
clan.
she's just explaining there that no matter what she does, she ends up taking 2, so it's
Yeah,
lethal.
no,
So
it's over. Okay, well that was pretty strong. Barb came out pretty strong early on, but
it was a
fortunately
good
Magus- Yeah,
the mono cat opening is nothing to be frowned upon when they're 3 3s and 2 3s.
yeah.
And then have followed up by a jitter, it's strong. But this goes to show the power of moon effects, know. Like we were saying, there's definitely outs.
Yeah.
Whereas if that was back to basics, she had no out. Like there was almost no, because she didn't draw another land, there was no way to get out of it. Whereas when it was a moon effect, at least she can tap it for a colourless, or in her case red, and find the bolt or find other things to actually get lethal or kill the Magus of the Moon.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'd say perhaps fetching 1 dual and a basic of the other colour. So maybe fetching
Like a tiger and then fetching a basic plains, or
something like that.
basic forest and a plateau.
Yeah, perhaps that would have been the better play. Would have given her a bit more mana to play around with. Would have let her cast that Kytheon.
Definitely. I think the only difference was that she only played 2 lands that whole game, so I assumed that she was looking at her 2 lands and went, well, I lose to Moon anyway, and if I just have to fetch my correct colours so I can actually play them.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like, it's really tricky playing around Moon because
It's difficult.
It's only 2 cards out of 60. I mean, how many opening hands are even going to have Moon in it? Like in blue decks, obviously, you do end up drawing it a little bit more, but
The game was definitely decided by Moon.
Yep, definitely.
So, post-sideboard, who do you think here is favoured? Because Socrates' tempo plan, when it's with a Moon, obviously it's gold, but he's on the draw here, and Moon's on turn 3 when you're on the draw, and pretty lackluster when your zoo opponent has gone 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop.
Yeah, definitely. It's tricky. Like, I imagine with Blood Moon, when it kind of basically wins you games, you're always going to be hesitant to sideboard it out. But given the fact that Barb does have a few sort of mana producers, like mainly Birds of Paradise, switches off Moon. So it seems pretty good.
And you also have that situation where Blood Moon by itself is a do-nothing card, but Magus of the Moon can block. And so there's situations where when you're on the draw, you can side out Blood Moon, leave in Magus of the Moon, allow it to take a burn spell or block a creature, and it's kind of done its job.
Yeah.
But then there's times where you draw it and you actually lock them out of the game, like that happened.
Yeah, just free wins.
But either way, I mean, he's got good stuff to come in anyway. He's got what has he got? Anger of the Gods. That's I was thinking there's a good card he's got in there. Anger of the Gods,
good.
Sudden Demise, Fiery Confluence. Oh, that's right. This is the
Fiery Confluence is so good in this matchup.
I remember.
Oh my goodness.
I was talking with Socrates about this, and we were building a sideboard 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And I said, you really want to play 3 Anger of the Gods, but you can't. And we were looking through all the options, and I'm like, you should play Sudden Demise. It's so good.
Yeah.
For those who haven't played Sudden Demise, usually you've got an army, because you're a tempo deck as well, you've got an army of a couple of blue dudes or a couple of red dudes. Your opponent has a bunch of mana dorks, and you just Sudden Demise for green, and you kill all the green creatures. It's really good. But Fiery Confluence is really good in his deck, because he gets to kill the zoo creatures for naming the 1 damage to all creatures 3 times, or if the board state is clear and he's against, a different deck, for example, he can just deal 6 to the face, Snapcast a mage it back, deal 6 to the face again, attack for 2 with Snapcast. That's 14 damage.
It's crazy, especially like just having access to multiple artifact destruction as well against clamp decks, GT decks.
Absolutely.
That card's definitely coming in.
Yep, snap that one in.
I imagine Toxic Deluge might come in.
Yeah, the Toxic D. I mean, it's usually Toxic D for 3.
Yep.
When you D for 3, it's usually going to be a bad time for the zoo player.
Yeah, D for 3 is GG.
You heard it here first. And they're drawing up their hands of 7. Barb is on the play, which is a huge advantage in this matchup. And let's see, they're off to the races. Here's a hand, bunch of lands, Mages of the Moon, sudden demise. All right, so his hand is like 4 lands, Mages of the Moon, sudden demise, or something like that. Some lands, a Nicatl.
Is that a Sunblade Elf?
Yeah, I think so. There's a wild Nicatl in there. I mean, any hand with a Nicatl is something you got to be happy with.
Yeah, Nicatl's always so good.
Oh, maybe it wasn't a Nicatl because she... Oh, no, she is. She's going for it, yep.
I imagine...
Yep. Crack for Savannah.
I imagine some of the cards she might have sideboarded in was maybe Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, Thalia, Galactic.
I like all of those words you just said.
Choke. Oh my goodness.
Choke as well.
Choke is good.
So that's great.
Real good. All the enchantment land hate in this game. So something's happening.
I think Socrates just mistook her playing it, and I think he thought that he's meant to take his turn. But Socrates, you don't have a time walk.
No.
You can't take your turn. She's a zoo player. She's definitely casting something turn 1.
Yeah.
Just assume that.
So
he looked at his deck. I remember there was a judge call here. So he looked at the top card of his deck thinking it was his turn, drawing his card. Okay. But then they caught it in time.
Okay.
And so then the ruling was simply just shuffle the deck.
Misstep.
Shuffle it.
I got to say,
that's strong.
As a zoo player, misstepping the turn 1 play is crucial. God, it's just
powerful.
So good.
Even the 2 life is huge tempo.
2 life's worth it. Nicatl was going to deal 3. So, misstepping that turn 1 play is really strong.
Yeah. He's got a manland to follow it up, so it's a very slow opening, but that manland's a good one. I mean, it beats for 4.
Yeah,
it's great. And it blocks creatures all day.
Yeah. Yeah, Wandering Fumarole, that's a good card. Okay, so we got a...
Sunblade Elf.
Is that Sunblade Elf?
Yep, Sunblade Elf with a Rancor.
With a Rancor.
Really nice sticking the Rancor in now.
Yep.
Because before there's a bolt in response to the Rancor, so that Rancor is going to stick around for a while now.
Yep.
So he's just checking. Sunblade Elf is a 2/2.
Yep.
And it has an activated ability that you never do, right?
Yep. All creatures get +1/+1. It won me a game once.
Oh, that's good.
So...
it's always upside. Upside.
Just throwing it out there, if he hadn't misstepped that, he would be taking 5. Turn 2.
Oh, man.
So
Rancor on the...
that's
the misstep.
Wrong,
that is
it?
big.
The Cattle with a Rancor is pretty rough.
So this is interesting because Socrates, as we were talking about, 3-color deck with Blood Moons, has Mages of the Moon in hand, and his board is Mountain and Wandering Fumarole. So it's not ideal. These things definitely happen. Yeah. And so he's got the opportunity to find, a basic island here, but he really doesn't want a basic island because his hand is a bunch of lands.
Yeah.
So that Mages of the Moon might not pull the weight it did in the last game.
No, it won't hit as hard, although it would lock Barb out. She has got a lot of really strong, 3 mana, 4 mana sort of creatures, so...
Yeah, I'm definitely favouring Barb's position here. I mean, even though there was the misstep, bashing in for 4 each turn here with a live Rancor that gets to come back to your hand constantly.
So it's got a bolt effect, I think.
Uh-oh. I might... Sudden... Yeah, that's right. It's the one that you can kicker. It does 2
Burst
damage.
Lightning.
Burst Lightning.
Oh, yeah, that's a good card.
Yeah.
I like that card.
It's nice.
Yep.
Well, the advantage bar was definitely in... on the left of the field.
Yeah.
Blood Moon. Blood Moon when you got 3 mountains, basically.
Wow.
This is pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely locks your opponent out, which is good, but... And he's got 4 mountains, essentially.
That's crazy, isn't it? It would have been great. Honestly, it would have been a real gangster moment if Barb just dropped the forest and dropped the plains and just baited the Blood Moon
Mages of the Moon.
Oh.
So he brought Blood Moon in from the sideboard.
Yeah.
And he's attacking with Goblin Guide.
She top decks that Strip Mine, which is actually a mountain.
Oh man! At least she got rid of it because she drew it essentially, so she gets 1 card deeper.
That's true.
There's the
bolting. Yeah, still 2 moon effects, and you can't bolt at Blood Moon, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, as much as we say it's a ballsy play to just turn off all your lands, he knew that Mages of the Moon and Goblin Guide together would be a 5-turn clock, and if his opponent doesn't draw basic, he's golden.
Yeah, no, it seems
Tony
good.
Abbott's here. Tony Abbott with Anger of the Gods. I'm not on my game today. Anger of the Gods on the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, exiled, sorry.
Not what you want to get from Tony.
No. So, we're live to top deck basic, right?
Yep.
Strip mine.
Grafted
War Gear. I mean, it's relevant. If she draws a Goblin Guide, she can
true.
equip it straight away, and
That's
it's
true.
bashes for 5, which is huge.
That's a ton, isn't it? Might give Sock his island that he wants, but
Yeah, I need to see Sock win here with just a whole bunch of mountains, because then it justifies the play that he made,
yeah.
because he knew he could win from it.
Oh, it looks
I don't want him to top deck a basic here and and say, "Look, it worked out."
Yeah, it looks to be in a very strong position.
Oh, it's very strong.
So,
I mean, bashing for 4 a turn
what
now.
have we got? Not equipment, is it?
Is it?
Oh, okay. So
Removal spells are good. Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's the F&M promo
Is it Incendiary Flow?
Incendiary Flow, I think it is.
It is? Yeah,
Yeah.
it exiled, so yeah, that's Incendiary Flow.
F&M promo.
Seems good.
I mean, she's mitigating the board. I mean, this goes to show that you can play through Blood Moon, but imagine if it was back to basics. You wouldn't be able to play through it.
Another land. Shame that can't fetch that basic forest.
Yeah. The Goblin Guide is digging her, which is good. She's digging deeper, and
Yep.
if she top decks the basic forest or basic plains here,
Yep.
it'd be pretty golden. But or just a red threat. I mean, I'd be happy with just top decking Goblin Guide and then just playing it and then equipping.
Yep. So we got a Skull
Skull
Clam. Yeah, it's not quite what you want. I guess it's good because any red creature's going to help you draw into
he top decked
Socrates.
So just keep it in hand so that you can win this game without playing any islands.
Come on. Pretend you're playing Big Red or something.
You luck sack.
What have we got? Storm Chase.
Storm Chaser Mage as
double
well.
prowess.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a Cartheon she can't cast. She's going to draw that, so I think...
It's still moot. I think that without the basic island, just attacking with a Goblin Guide 3 more turns would have got there.
Yeah. So I think this round is a masterclass in why moon effects are very good in this format. So yeah, Stoneforge, this is
Going to 3.
probably over.
Yep. Not being able to play a single thing is pretty rough. That's not a good feeling.
Yeah, for sure. So Barb does actually run 2 plains and a forest.
It is like double. It's more basics than the average zoo deck runs.
Yeah.
So her outs were huge.
I only run the forest, the plains, and the mountains. So.
Oh, look, Figure of Destiny was the next draw.
Ooh,
so if it
that's
wasn't for that
tricky.
basic island,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
she would have drawn Figure of Destiny and equipped it or made it huge.
Yep, so so it would have became a 2/2. She could have clamped it, grafted war gear. That would have been huge.
And it would have just blocked.
Yep.
Wow.
And the clamp.
It was down to drawing that basic island.
Yep.
Well, that was an extremely interesting lesson, as he said, in what the moon effects do.
Oh, yeah.
But we will be back with our next round. We're Adelaide Eternal. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.